bit of extra time today, so I'm actually live streaming maybe for about 20-30 minutes before I gotta get back to work. Um, oh, fuck. Do math. So I got the chair right here, and yeah, I'm ready. So basically, I wanted to just do a live stream, interact with you MUDDA people, and I was actually, you know what I've been doing recently? I've actually been going on Reddit a lot, and I see that there's a lot of AMAs and stuff. Ask me anything. I'm actually pretty new to Reddit because I don't really go on. The other day I did like a vlog for like going on the Reddits and stuff and just like talking about certain things. So hopefully you'll see those in the next few days. Looking hella scruffy. Yeah, Abdullah, what up? Thank you. Monday, yes. Dude, but it's freaking crazy. So let me give you like a short overview what's going on in my life right now. But actually, one of my supervisors at the pharmacy passed. Well, one of my supervisors he passed away, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, that's crazy." Um, like I didn't know him super well, but it's pretty amazing. Like he wasn't that old. He's like 30 or 40, like give or take like maybe 10, 15 years older than me, and he's gone now. I was like, God damn, dude. Like, if I were like, I don't know, it just kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, fuck. Um, it just really opened my eyes because I sort of realized after yesterday, if I don't hustle hard enough, then one day I could die, and I wouldn't be able to live all these mother dreams, man. So, yeah, I'm the youngest at my pharmacy actually. I'm pretty, yeah, I'm the youngest there. Like the company has a lot older pharmacists and stuff, so I mean, I'm definitely the youngest, and I feel like I mean, age doesn't really matter too much, but when you're talking to certain people, they do like I don't know. Sometimes people just look at you as like a child and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes I get that, but yeah. So that's been going on in my life right now. I've been doing quite a bit. I just released a refugee hustle article. It took me. It was actually really hard to sort of write because I didn't know was that I wanted to do an article with my grandma, but I didn't know how to sort of weave it in, and I wanted to do like a recent experience when I went back and stuff. So that was my post. So if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out later. Um, and yeah, it's pretty funny. So we're going through my old pictures and stuff, and it was like me like sleeping on a coffee table. It's wicked funny, man. Um, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be controversial talk as a pharmacist, but how do you feel about cannabis and using it through farm school and work as a pharmacist? Sorry if I'm asking too many. Dude, I think you're the only one in here right now. So let me check my live dashboard. Hold on for a second. There's like literally two people in here, so it's cool. Um, you know what? I have nothing against weed or anything like that. I don't use it. I've never used any sort of like drugs or anything. I don't even drink alcohol or anything like that. So, but I have nothing against like people using it. If you're a pharmacist, just be smart because at the end of the day, just remember that, like, just remember that like federal law, it's still legal. So even though it's your state, and let's say if you get caught, I don't know. Um, don't forget your work. If you work for a chain and stuff, most likely you're gonna be dealing with Medicare stuff. And if you have any felonies, that's federal felonies. That's gonna affect your. It could affect your career. So just letting you know, I'm not trying to scare you, but I just want that risk is always there. Chances of them finding out, probably not that, probably not that high, but I think I think all the benefits are there actually. For pain, for appetite. I had a few cancer patients that used it. My roommates, they like to indulge. But for me, I don't touch that stuff, man. But yeah, so yeah, so what I had in mind today, since my emails are looking a little light, I don't have that many emails today. So I was thinking about going on Reddit and answering some of the questions that he sort of got. And I think the first question I have, and if you guys got questions, just feel free to just type it. I'm going to be looking at the chat every once in a while. Um, so first question on the Reddit. Maybe I should pull this up so you can see. Hey, who's this extra? What up, extra? Thank you for joining, motherfucker. Have you ever had to deal with an angry customer who's going from doctor to doctor trying to get a narcotic medication? Yeah, fuck yes. Like Hollywood, man. And there's a few ways you handle it. You have to gauge it. Um, because some people are just fucking crazy and they'll bitch and moan about everything. And I just want to clarify, it's like for people clearly abusing. So you can clearly tell abuse, like high quantity, or maybe they're selling like high quantity, different doctors, stuff like that. So that's why like using a PDMP is very important, like like a monitoring program. So yeah, but I mean, I deal with it literally all the time, dude, and it's crazy. This is the part of the job that I hate playing, but I have to play fucking cop sometimes, and it's not something I want to do, but I have to turn down patients a lot. So usually I'll just say, you know what, you're using different pharmacies and stuff like that, and unfortunately, I just can't fill the medication, and I usually hand them the red flags by the California Board of Pharmacy, and I just highlight the things that I see that the reasons that why I can't fill it if they bitch and moan. I just that's usually how I deal with it, and I just like to be straight up, pretty forward with people. But I mean, it happens, and it's just part of the job. It's part of doing business. And I think about Tim Ferriss's 80-20 rule, and I think controls, honestly, the way that everything's set up, it's the least bang for your buck. And if you're doing like pharmacy stuff, like unfortunately, controls are a pain in the ass, and you don't get that much money from them. You don't get that much credit from them. They're like that 20. They're like that 80% that consume most of your time when you're doing most of the controls. I'm not saying that they're not necessary, but um, it's just something I noticed and I've been thinking about a lot. So and they bring a lot of trouble, honestly, because like especially if you're doing like the cocktail and stuff. So like the Holy Trinity, so oxycodone, soma, and a benzo, or like other like cocktails, man. Like there's always a risk of respiratory depression. You don't want that happening to your patients, man. Abdul is like, do you prioritize weightlifting or martial arts, aesthetics or performance? I honestly not. I'm not very aesthetic, dude. So it's more like for me. I'm like really into martial arts. I'm really into just performance, I guess. Like in the past, I was really heavy into more powerlifting based style, but now I'm like I do both, and I know I can't be great at both, but I just use exercise as like a getaway and stuff like that more than anything. I enjoyed the process of learning, not actually competing. If that makes any sense, yeah. Um, Jane. Oh, hey Jane. I think this is the first time you're on my stream, dude. That's cool. Hey Kevin, has there ever been a time where you've gone home and doubted a decision you made in pharmacy? How do you build confidence as a pharmacist? Like anything, it's repetition. Um, so the longer you do it, the more confidence you get. And this is something I dealt with like initially because there's a period where you suck. You straight up suck. You can't make the promises that you're making. You're just struggling, but you just focus one day at a time and just trust that like there was a period where I really was really bad in the pharmacy. Every pharmacist goes through it, especially if you go from chain to different chain. Like it's gonna be hard. There's a new system, there's new everything, and it's gonna be a new patient population. So it happens, and just realize that hey, this is just a waiting period. You'll get better, man. As long as you have your patient's interest best in mind, then you should be good. Sorry if I'm like really chill today. It's actually really cloudy, but yeah. But yeah, there's been times that I've doubted a decision. You know, like sometimes I'm like, fuck, man, I probably denied a legit prescription, but and I feel really bad for this patient. But at the end of the day, like I pharmacy is not black and white. Some of the errors I've made in the past, I mean, every pharmacist has made errors. Luckily, like none of them have been super severe. It's always been like stupid, like stuff like uh, wrong like address or stuff like that. It's nothing severe. Very rarely the wrong pill goes out for me and whatnot, but usually it's like documentation type of stuff, like because we have a screwy system and sometimes it just changes it. What the fuck? Yeah. But you just realize that focus on what you can control and just take one day at a time. Like I've made it. Well, I haven't made a serious error. Like I remember my other pharmacist. She like bupropion. It was like bupropion and Developrex. Um, Depakote. Yeah. And so Depakote's used to prevent seizures and whatnot. And then the bottles looked the same, and then she gave Wellbutrin, which actually can cause like lowers the seizure threshold. And then that patient actually ended up in the ER. I was like, holy fuck! If something like that happened to me, I'd be pretty torn up. But you know what? You can't beat yourself up. Just realize that you're just trying to do the best you can with all the resources you have. And that's all. That's part of the game that you're playing. When you're in this, like when people rush you, when people put pressure on you to do a lot of scripts, mistakes happen, and you're increasing that chance. It's part of doing business, unfortunately, and you just try to be as extra careful as you can. Like, if you see a warfarin patient, be careful. If you see, like, a fucking, like, if they're on, like, you develop this, like, sixth sense, I guess, and you get better at it, you know? Hey man, I'm currently in community college, first semester. I was wondering what my schedule should look like before I transfer in uni and then farm school. Honestly, uh, I'm a bad person to ask. What you should do is actually go on the university that you want to go to, and or the prereqs for the pharmacy schools you're even thinking of, and look up all the prereqs. You can do it on FarmCast. I think you can do it on FarmCast. It's been so long since I've done it. But you can look up the prereqs of the programs you want to go to and just cater your prereqs toward that, because eventually you're going to have to do your prereqs anyways. So might as well kill two birds with one stone. But pretty much your general sciences, your chemistries, stuff like that. Make sure that's all our way. Even the weird shit like fucking English and shit. I had to redo English classes in college and stuff. What would you say the key oh, like, so you're asking about structure extra. You also want your GPA to be good. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you feel that you can do it, like you want to challenge yourself. Like for me, I overloaded, I did all that stuff and I did well. So that's what you want to shoot for. So, there's no easy way. Like just really focus on your studying habits and see what you're good at. I hope that helps. It's kind of broad. Jane is saying, what would you say the key to getting in pharmacy in the area you want? Um, so for me, I was out in Ventura County, and I didn't really want to be there. And I got closer. I got my second job. I actually went to LA. So a lot of it is networking. It's gonna be no a lot of time, and you gotta really focus on who the gatekeepers are. So the gatekeepers are the people that will let you in, the people that you're interviewing, the people that ultimately make the decision whether you want to or not. In most cases, it's a coordinator, supervisor, district manager, stuff like that. They have the power. Don't go to your technician and just be like, blah blah blah. Like, most likely they can't get you in. Pharmacy managers, most likely they can't get you in. Maybe they can put a good word, but as you go up, it increases the chance of you getting into that area. So networking is one of the most important things. If you have a killer performance, like for me, I was like one of the top pharmacies in the area, like that gave immunizations. You know what I mean? So, and it was mostly driven by me, and I just have those stories ready to go. So, um, it's not impossible. Like I eventually got into LA, and I mean, I guess I enjoy it. There's a lot of traffic, but I guess I enjoy it, Like I sometimes take for granted how much I can do. Like I think about my life before, I was like, fuck, I was so miserable. But I'm a lot happier now, and yeah. And I don't think really to answer your second question, networking coming out of good grad school. I don't think grad school really matters at all. You know what I mean? Um, like what school you come out of in the retail world, it doesn't matter. Definitely maybe in residency and stuff, and maybe one time I'll get Brian on here and we can just talk, and just answer questions like that. But yeah, hey Dave, what's going on? But I mean, like to Jane, let me ask you this. And I know it's going to be a little delayed, but what's your situation right now? Where are you? Like, are you a student? Are you a pharmacist? Which area are you in? And which area are you trying to go to? And maybe we can help. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try it on the stream and stuff. But maybe, if you give a little more specifics, I can try to help you a little more. But yeah, feel free to just type it if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so chat's still going. I think I'll answer another question while I'm waiting for responses in the Mudda chat. Too bad I'm not the Mudda popular and get those streams and streams and streams of chat things. Um, uh, damn, there's so many like AMAs and stuff. I'm like going through everything. How common is it for drugs to go missing? I used to date a nurse who stole drugs from a nursing home resident pill cups, fun ones like codeine. I broke up with her about 20 seconds after finding out. What's your favorite looking pill? The favorite looking pill. I think the Valium one or Clonopins are hella cool. Because they have those like special K's on them and stuff like that. I think that's one of my favorite looking pills. But I don't ever see that anymore because it's generic, so you don't get those cool looking K's anymore. Um, have I ever worked in a hospital as a pharmacist? No, I haven't. How is it compared to retail? I really can't say because I've never worked in a hospital. But the only hospital stuff I've ever did was back in school, and that was like 3, 4 years ago. But the reason, let me tell you this: the reason why I didn't want to do hospital, because when I went on my rotations and after talking to several people, a lot of time you're just stuck in the basement and it's just like boring. There's no one, you're not interacting and stuff like that. People say it's better quality of life, and it probably is, but I mean, you're still a lot of time if you're working at a hospital, you're probably still working really shit hours and stuff like that. So even though patients are very stressful, people's demands are hella stressful. I mean, you just do the best you can. And I think like as a retail pharmacist, for me personally, I have more opportunity to kill it through that because I'm more of a people person, and I'm more into like I don't want to say selling techniques and stuff, but I'm really into business, and seeing handling all the business operations. I do a lot of the clinical programs through retail as well. You know what I mean? And I think like I said, one of the toughest things about retail is always double star points. Anyways, any one of the hardest things about retail is catering to everyone's demands. So you're dealing with corporate demands, state and federal laws. You're dealing with patients, obviously. A lot of them are sick. They don't want to wait. And I don't blame them, dude. Like, who can really blame them? If your grandma is, like, dying, you don't want to be in the pharmacy. You know what I mean? And I get it. But at the same time, you have to step your foot down and protect your own license and take the time. More than that, take the time to make sure medication goes out safely. If they're pissed, fine, go to another pharmacy, you know? Like, but don't sacrifice quality work, you know? And that's something I keep on trying to remind myself as well. Like, I'm not perfect 100% of the time. I'm just like, oh, like this patient doesn't want to be here. It gives me anxiety. But then I'm just like, fuck it, quality bit, quality, you know. So quality is key, man. And it takes so much more time doing an incident report. It takes a lot of time. These are awkward situation when you have to contact the patient and tell them that you fucked up, you know. And I don't want to say the trust isn't there anymore, but it definitely, if you probably took a few more seconds or even a few more minutes to verify it, I'm sure both parties would be happy. And if anybody ever says anything, just be like, hey, you know what? I'm just trying to make sure that this medication goes out right, that you don't have any problems, so you won't be, we won't have an awkward situation in the future if I do it wrong, you know. So just take your time and don't rush. Um, I'm a student doing. Jane is a pre-farm student, planning to go grad school in a small SoCal city. You want to stay at home and not go to a super rural weird. Yeah, I have a fear of rural areas. I was actually talking to one of my viewers and stuff how I'm scared of like states like Montana or North Dakota and shit. I'm like, fuck, this shit's hella scary, man. I don't think I can do. I don't think I can do, man. I just imagine like getting murdered out there and like no one finding my body and I don't know, not being able to get help if a bear tries to attack me or something. So, don't know. Weird thing. Um, like how Angela went out. Angela and I worked in the same area, man. So we worked out in Boonies. Actually, we used to meet up sometimes. I used to go to her place a lot, like back in Ventura County and stuff. We used to just talk, and I helped her with her finances at one point. I helped her, you know, like me and Angela, we go really really far back, and she's been a really like I don't know, she's been like a stable part of my life for a while now. Ever since pretty much pharmacy school, my like second or last year at pharmacy school, we've just been really good friends. It's really crazy because when I first met her, I didn't even notice her. So I was like, God damn, you know? So but now we always like chat. We're really good friends. So um extra, are you more into science about it? Yeah, what if you're more into science about it? So if you're more in science part, you want to do research, you know, and that's more pharm sci, like pharmaceutical science side. And if you're more into research and stuff, there's always industry. So you're running more clinical trials. So think about it like this. There's two parts of there's pharmaceutics and pharmacotherapeutics, right? Pharmaceutics is like, or it's like more like the sciencey research part, and then there's the actual practice. How you practice is very different from. It's cool to know how all the drugs work and stuff, but actually sometimes that's not always necessary when you're trying to select therapy for a patient. There's like almost an art of selecting therapy for a patient because every drug is a little different, and you want to cater to the patient's needs. Sometimes what's always like like therapeutic, like the best option for a patient might not always be the best option cost wise. And I feel the biggest barrier to adherence or to patients taking their medication um, is actually a cost, you know. So maybe I'll do a video later about how to reduce like cost of medications, but you can do it a few ways. Copay assist, you can do it through like programs like GoodRx, which are okay. Certain pharmacies price match, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different tools that you can use to lower patients' medications and stuff. Or like if a prescription's not on formulary, you just switch it to something that is on formulary. Because most likely it'll probably do the same thing. and try to get a PA for a lot of patients too. Okay, guys, I think I have been doing this for about, let me see the time on this. 25 minutes. I think this is good enough, guys. Just because it's not hella popping, and I actually need to get to the hustle, man. So I will talk to you guys later. See you guys soon. Peace, man. Thanks for joining, and take care, guys.